Hi boys and girls, today we're going to be catching snowflakes in art class. We're going to be drawing and designing a mitten and then cutting out a snowflake to be putting on the palm of our mitten. For this project, you are going to need a few more things than normally. You're going to need 2 pieces of paper, you're going to need a pencil and an eraser, a black marker or Sharpie marker, crayons, maybe some markers. You will also need scissors and some glue. We're going to hold our paper horizontally from side to side, and we're going to first draw our mitten. To do this, we're going to draw a very large horizontal rectangle, and I want that right in the center of your paper. So a large horizontal rectangle right in the center of your paper. Now we're going to create the thumb section of our mitten. So we're going to look at the middle top of our rectangle, and then we're going to take a little hop over to the left. We're going to draw a diagonal line that's going up and to the right, then it's curving over and then back down. That is going to make the thumb part of your mitten. Now we're going to round out that top area of our mitten where the rest of our fingers are going to be. So I'm going to create a half circle on the right side of that rectangle. That is going to create the top area of our mitten. And I'm going to erase that vertical line from the right side of that rectangle. So only the half circle remains. So it's just a curved area towards the right side of your paper for the top of the mitten. Now I'm going to draw 2 horizontal lines from the left side of the mitten. That is going to be the wrist and arm area of the person wearing the mitten. Going to outline the mitten and the arm so it's a little bit easier for you to see. Feel free to do the same thing. Now I'm going to make sections in my mitten to later on add some designs in. So I'm going to just draw some vertical lines evenly spaced out down the side of my mitten. And then I'm going to also draw some vertical lines, maybe just 1 or 2 on the thumb part of my mitten. I don't want to make too many lines on the thumb part of my mitten because that is a small area, and if you make too many designs, it will be hard to see them. Feel free to add whatever designs, patterns, or shapes or lines you would like inside each of those sections. You're designing your mitten however you choose. Once you're done drawing your designs, don't forget to trace them with marker. Once you're done tracing, make sure you erase all your pencil marks. Now it's up to you how you decide to color. You could use markers or you could use crayons. It is completely up to you. Now it's time to add some color to our mitten. Now it's time to color in the background of your drawing. Now I decided to use blue to represent the sky, but whatever color you choose is just fine. Now it is time to make our snowflake. So we're going to take that extra piece of paper and we're going to turn it into a square because right now it's a rectangle. So I'm going to take the bottom left edge of my paper and I'm going to fold it up and over so the bottom edge of my paper meets the top edge of my paper. Then I'm going to cut off that extra rectangular area on the right side, and this is going to turn my paper into a square. Okay, it's essential that you have a square when you try to make a snowflake. Now I'm going to fold my paper in half to make a long rectangle. So from bottom to top, make sure you make a nice crease at the bottom. Then take your left bottom side and that little corner on the left bottom side and bring it up to the top of that rectangle. Okay, and then make a crease along that bent edge and then do the same thing on the other side. But this bottom left side is going to meet up with the diagonal side. So you're going to meet those two up and you're going to really crease that folded side, okay? Need some help with creasing your paper? You could always take the side of your pencil and rub it across your paper and that will make a nice crease. Okay, one more fold. We're going to fold this in half. All right, it's going to be a little bit harder to crease this time. Make sure all the paper kind of stays together. And then once again, you're going to use your fingers to crease that side and even use the aid of your pencil to do the same and make that nice sharp crease. Okay, so we need to clean up the top area of this snowflake paper really quickly because there's just a lot of extra paper we don't need. So I'm going to take my scissors and cut off that top area of my paper. So now I have a nice pointed upside down triangle. Okay, make sure that long skinny point is at the bottom. Now I'm going to draw the design for my snowflake. So I start with a basic kind of horizontal line going across, but I add like a little castle bump in there. Then I add two curved lines on the left and right side, and then a pointed kind of zigzag, little part of a zigzag line at the bottom. And now I want to cut on those lines, all right? Make sure you cut slowly and be very careful to not cut towards your fingers. Try to move your fingers out of the way if you need to. you are all done cutting, you can start unfolding your snowflake. Now, I made my snowflake with a big piece of paper so you could see it easily, but if you notice, this piece of paper is way too big for my mitten. So I did it again, and I'm going to open up this really, really tiny piece of paper and snowflake that I made, and it will be a perfect size for my mitten. So this part of the project is trial and error. You might need to use a few different sized square pieces of paper to find the right size snowflake for your mitten. The fun part about making all these different snowflakes is that you have some leftover snowflakes at the end, and you could use them as decoration. You can also test out different designs for your snowflake. Okay, now that my snowflake is all done, I'm going to take my glue stick. If you have regular glue bottle, that is fine too. Just don't use too much glue. And I'm going to just lightly put some glue on my mitten and then stick down my snowflake. Don't forget to sign your name on your paper. I hope you guys enjoyed drawing your mitten, catching a snowflake today. Don't forget to have fun, be creative, and don't worry if you make a mistake. See you next time.